Hi everybody, and welcome to my latest video. I know it has been, a little bit since I posted the last time. I've actually had this video edited and almost completely done for, oh god, so long now, so long. I just really hate doing voiceovers, so I just have been putting it off, but yeah, I figured it was, about time to get my ass in gear and actually get it posted. So yeah, this is just a little watercolor, ink and watercolor drawing that I did. I didn't really have any plan for it starting out, which you can see by me constantly erasing and redrawing the bottles. It was just sort of playing around with the composition and trying to get a collection of shapes that would work well together. And so you can see me just erasing and adding until I thought it looked balanced enough to continue. And so I knew that I wanted to kind of have fun with some different colors and some different shapes and things like that. So I ended up being pretty happy with the kind of quirky little collection of bottles and things that ended up with. I'm always, I don't know, I kind of prefer it in the ink stage. I'm always happier with it in the ink stage as opposed to when I actually add color to it. I think I maybe need to work on a more cohesive color palette or something like that so it doesn't look so kind of bright and all over the place when it's finished. But regardless, in this one I was trying this different sort of inking style. I usually like to go with really smooth, solid lines. I like to play with the weights of lines, but this one I kind of wanted to play with a little bit of that kind of sketchy feel, which you can see when I am inking the bottles, adding some extra lines here and there just to kind of give it a little bit more roughness, which I think works really well for inanimate objects like this. I don't necessarily think it works as great all the time when it comes to portraits, like people or animals or anything like that. I'm sure it can be done really successfully with faces and things like that. I just haven't been able to sort of find a knack for that yet, but I do want to keep playing with that. I actually recently purchased some micron pens for the first time, so in a few different weights, so I'm excited to play with those and see if I can accomplish that same sort of sketchy, loose line style with that as well, with portraits and things. I have finally it's 2018 now. I've filmed this thing in like the summer of 2017, I think. But I have finally finished the Draw 100 Hands challenge that I set for myself, which took way longer than it should have because I'm a procrastinator, as you can tell. But now I've jumped sort of headfirst into my next one, which is Draw 100 Faces or Draw 100 Portraits. I don't know why I started doing this to myself, but I think it's a good practice and it's sort of something that can keep me, keep my pen on the paper when I don't have any inspiration for anything else to draw. And it's kind of funny, but part of the reason I dragged so much finishing drawing 100 hands is because I had already come up with the idea of drawing 100 portraits next, and I was so excited about that I just, finishing the hands just felt like work after that, as opposed to, study or something that I would actually find interesting. So but yes, I moved on to the portraits. I actually, at the point that I'm doing this voiceover, I just uploaded my third portrait onto Instagram, so head over to my Instagram at JessDrawsIt to check out those portraits that I'm adding. I'm planning on doing, I don't know, I mean, we'll see where the wind takes me because I'm fickle that way, but I'm planning on kind of doing it the same way I did with the hands, where I'll mix it up and do maybe some self-portraits and some celebrities or some models and some friends and family, and then maybe do some animal portraits and some some in realistic style and some in a more stylized, cartoony style to try and push the boundaries of what I wouldn't normally do otherwise. I'm also thinking that maybe I want to, for the portraits that I do from photo reference, I want to revisit in the second half of drawing 100 to see what my growth is like. So I want to try and redraw some of the portraits that I've done, like for the first 3 that I've done already. You know, I'm happy with them when I finish them, but as soon as I take a step back and look at the post that I made 10-20 minutes later, I'm like, ugh, God, I hate it. It looks terrible. But that's, you know, part of being an artist, I suppose. Yeah, so in the video now, I guess I've been putting in some of the watercolor and just kind of playing around with trying to layer the different colors to imitate liquid in front of glass and transparent, translucent glass over top of opaque glasses, and you know, things floating in the liquids and stuff. It was just a lot of fun doing this one. There was, like I said before, there was no goal. I had no intention when I started it. I had no plan or references. I just started doodling. I love drawing these fun little bottles and imagining what sorts of things went into the tinctures inside of it and what they're going to be used for. I don't know, it gives me a kick. So this one was a lot of fun to do. Again, the colors are so vibrant and so all over the place that it doesn't really have the effect that I was going for, but it was fun to do, and there's really no purpose for it other than that, other than it just being kind of a fun time. Yeah. I know in this video I was having the same problem that I had in a couple of other videos that I mentioned, where I'm not sure if it's like some sediment or something in the bottle of ink, but I would use my Higgins Black Magic ink, which is what I always use. I love it so much. And then once I added, which is waterproof, but then once I added the watercolor over top, it sort of smeared it and blurred it, and you can really see it in the little green bottle on the far side, where it just kind of pulled that black pigment into the color for some reason, which shouldn't, because it's waterproof, but I think it kind of almost gives it like a chalky feel. So I think there's some sort of, I don't know, am I supposed to shake it? I don't know. But thankfully I only really have that issue once in a while, so I can deal with it, it's fine. But kind of annoying when that wasn't what you're expecting to go for in the painting style, and then you kind of have to compensate for that, or just pitch the painting and call it ruined. So most of the time I will try to just compensate for that and try to incorporate it into the painting style, add a little bit of like grunginess into the painting style, to kind of make up for that and to make it look like it was intentional. Anybody watching the videos knows the real truth though, so yeah, and so that's it. I don't really have anything else to say, I don't think, about this video. I know that as I'm going through, I try adding this sort of smoky vapor coming from one of the back bottles, to tie everything in together, because I chose not to do a background because I'm a lazy person who doesn't like doing backgrounds. Yeah, and I wasn't happy with the way that turned out either. Once again, better luck next time. So, one of the reasons I don't like it is that I think it took away from what I just added to the foreground, which is when I added a little bit of cast light, reflecting off of the bottles. I love the way that turned out, the little, the purple and blue reflections down near the ends of the bottles. I think it looks really cool, but then once I added that vapor into the background, I think it really took away from that. But that's kind of a thing that I do, is don't stop until it's ruined, unfortunately. So that's something to work on for the new year is, you know, once something is finished, just to stop touching it and leave it alone. So I'll work on that, but I've already not done that with some of these portraits that I've done. So, yeah, keep growing, right? Definitely. Yeah, so I didn't even film that part where I added that terrible smoky blue vapor in the background. I really should have left that out. Anyway, thanks for watching. That's it for the video, and we will see you next time, hopefully. Thanks.